So, students, we go ahead with our discussion on the chapter of Towards Green Energy. We have had a look at how electrical energy can be generated using non renewable resources like coal, natural gas, radioactive elements. Now, we will be studying how electrical energy can be generated by using renewable resources like water, wind, and even sun, that's the solar energy. Before we go into the discussion of the first method of generating electricity using renewable sources of energy, let us go into flashback mode and think about the problems or talk about the problems associated with the sources of energy like fossil fuels, petrol, natural gas, etc. Students, all these fuels, that is non-renewable resources which are used to generate electricity like coal, natural gas, even radioactive elements, these are not environment friendly methods of generating electricity. You know that burning of fossil fuels like coal and natural gas, they release poisonous and toxic gases into the atmosphere, thereby causing harm to the environment as well as human health. A lot of soot particles, carbon particles released, even carbon dioxide released by these power plants that use fossil fuels. These cause respiratory diseases in human beings. Besides, they carry with it a lot of other environmental hazards. Then the other thing is that carbon dioxide released by these power plants and sources of energy using fossil fuels, the carbon dioxide level increases in the atmosphere, thereby causing global warming. I told you that carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas. It prevents the heat energy that we receive from the sun escaping back into the atmosphere. Thereby all the heat energy gets trapped within the Earth's atmosphere and surface, rising the temperature or causing a rise in the temperature of the Earth, leading to global warming. So there are numerous problems associated in the use of fossil fuels. Another hazard we saw is nitrogen oxide, sulfur dioxide, all these released by these power plants using fossil fuels. They go up into the atmosphere, mix with the rainwater, cause acid rain. They fall on the soil, making the soil infertile. They fall on monuments like the Taj Mahal is getting affected by the acid rain falling on its marble. So numerous problems are associated with the use of these fossil fuels which are not environment friendly, plus they pose a major health hazard. So there is a need to search for alternative and eco-friendly or environmental friendly sources of generating electric energy. Now, hydroelectric energy, there is still a debate going on whether it is an environment or eco-friendly source of energy, but as compared to the other sources which we discussed in the last few lectures, it's a much more environmental friendly and renewable source of energy. Water is being recycled through the water cycle, so the supply of water gets regenerated, replenished and renewed very fast. So we categorize it as a renewable source of energy. Now, even when we discussed with the nuclear power plants, although nuclear power plants were more efficient when compared to your fossil fuel power plants, but still nuclear power plants has its own hazards like creating radioactive pollution. Power plants generate nuclear waste, and disposing of this nuclear waste is a big challenge. These nuclear waste also emit harmful radiation which is harmful to the environment and life on the earth. The other problem is that accidents take place many a times in these nuclear power plants, thereby posing a big danger to human beings, because you were told that the radioactive pollution, when in air, they settle on the food chain, enter the bodies of human beings and other animals, and they cause chromosomal abnormalities. So all these sources are basically very, very harmful to health and environment. So we need to generate and search for better eco-friendly and environmental sources of energy, environment-friendly sources of energy. So now, taking up the topic on hydroelectric energy. Now hydro means power, right? So energy, electrical energy generated with the help of the potential energy stored in the water, which is kept in a dam, and converting it. So now we will have a look at the hydroelectric power stations. We look at the process that they adopt to convert the potential energy of water stored in the dams into electrical energy. We'll also have a look at the energy transformation taking place. We'll see how the hydroelectric power station actually functions. Then we will also study some problems associated with it. I told you that still there is a debate going on whether to term hydroelectric power station as environment friendly or not. That we will discuss towards the end, once we complete the hydroelectric power generation process, right? So let's have a look at the process of generating hydroelectric energy. So students, you can see this is the process of generation of hydroelectric energy in a hydroelectric power plant. The water that is stored in the reservoir, that is, the reservoir could be built on a river or on a lake in the form of a dam. So the water stored in the reservoir has potential energy. This potential energy is then converted into kinetic energy by releasing the water under the influence of gravity from a height in the dam. That potential energy gets converted into kinetic energy, thereby it runs the turbine. The turbine drives the generator and produces electric energy. Now students, what happens in a hydroelectric power station is, I repeat, you have water which is stored in a dam. We call it a water reservoir, and this water, because of the mass or the amount of water stored in a dam and the height at which it is stored, it has potential energy. When this water from a dam is released from a height, it falls under the influence of gravity and its potential energy gets converted into kinetic energy. The kinetic energy of that flowing water rotates the turbine, thereby the turbine gets kinetic energy. The turbine starts rotating and the rotating turbine drives the generator to produce electrical energy. Let's have a look at the energy transformation that is taking place in a hydroelectric power plant. First, the potential energy of the stored water gets converted into kinetic energy of the flowing water. That is, once the water is released from the dam, its potential energy gets converted into kinetic energy because the water is flowing, right? This kinetic energy of the flowing water rotates the turbine. So the kinetic energy of the turbine, with the help of the generator, generates electric energy. So students, this is how hydroelectric energy is generated in a hydroelectric power plant. Now let us discuss some more details about the hydroelectric power station. So students, as I told you, it is being debated whether these hydroelectric power stations are environment or eco-friendly or not. Of course, they don't generate any pollution, so as such they don't cause any harm to the environment. Moreover, the water that is used up from the dams for generating electric energy can be replenished by rainwater over and over again. So it is a renewable source of energy. But students, in order to build a dam, a reservoir or a dam has to be constructed to obstruct the flow of the river. Thereby, it has to collect a lot of water. So, for a dam to be built, large areas of fertile land or agricultural land have to be submerged under water, thereby causing loss of livelihood to the people whose land have been lost to the construction of these huge dams. Moreover, the river ecosystem may be disturbed. There is a lot of problems of rehabilitation. Rehabilitation means those people who lose their land and homes in places where dams are constructed, these people have to be given alternate arrangements to stay, plus they require to get alternate means of earning their livelihood. This results in a lot of political debate in the country. There is a lot of movements to oppose the construction of dams. So in a way, students, these dams have their own problems associated with it. Then by submerging the fertile land and disturbing the river ecosystem, in a sense it cannot be called truly an environment friendly method of generating electricity, but of course it is better than the other sources that we discussed in the last few lectures. Now, why we call these type of sources as green energy? See, as we discussed that these fossil fuels and other non-renewable sources of energy cause health hazards and damage to the environment. But these alternate sources like water, energy generated from flowing water, energy generated from wind, energy generated from solar energy, these are non-polluting sources of energy. They do not cause harm to human health, they don't cause harm to environment. Moreover, they can be regenerated, replenished and renewed over and over again in a short period of time. So there is no question of them getting exhausted. Non-renewable resources are fast depleting and there is a threat of them being in limited supply for the future generation, but this is not the case with renewable energy resources. There is an abundance or plenty of supply of renewable energy resources as they are being regenerated over and over again. Wind gets regenerated over and over again, solar energy gets regenerated, water is replenished through the water cycle. So these sources of energy are much better alternatives when compared to the fossil fuels and other sources which are not environment friendly. And that's why we term these sources of energy as green energy. That's why the name of the chapter is Towards Green Energy. Right, students? So we will have a look at the working of the dam with the help of the diagram that is there in your textbook. We will look at how the potential energy of water stored in a dam gets converted into electrical energy in a step-by-step process explanation with the help of the same diagram, right? So this is the diagram or a schematic diagram of a hydroelectric power plant. You can see a dam that's with the wall and the sluice gates. A dam is constructed across a reservoir, water reservoir like a lake or a river in order to obstruct the flow of water, thereby trapping and collecting a lot of water, right? Now this dam basically stores a lot of water at a great height. When the sluice gates are opened, the water gets released from the dam at a great height, thereby converting the potential energy of the water stored in the reservoir into kinetic energy. Now this kinetic energy of the flowing water gets converted into the kinetic energy of the turbine when the turbine starts rotating due to the force of the flowing water. The kinetic energy of the turbine is used to rotate the magnet within the generator near the coil, thereby inducing electric current in the coil and generating electricity. This current then generated is taken to the transmission power lines that you can see here to supply power to the places that they are required. So with this we have completed the working of a hydroelectric power plant. So this is the Koyna Dam, which is the largest dam in Maharashtra. It is constructed across the Koyna River near Mahabaleshwar. It's a multi-purpose hydroelectric power supply, supplying electricity to Maharashtra and areas in and around. With this, we conclude today's lecture. Goodbye and take care.